Here we go with week 2. And this week we're going to link and build our topo solid from an AutoCAD drawing. And we're going to use the commercial site, and we're going to do a couple more things in this class with this same site. So you can use either the 1133 drawing that I've included here in Blackboard, or you can use your own. Either one is fine. If either way, you need to check a couple of things. Okay, so first of all, in this file in mine, I had a site. I had a topo solid there, or a topo surface, I think is what it was actually. You need to delete that. And I had it in there just to give me the hatching of the earth for my elevations and sections. So if you have a surface or topo solid, go ahead and delete that. We're going to need to be able to see our survey markers. So let's go back to Reveal Hidden. And let's select those two if they're not already and make them visible. We'll need them here, and we're going to need them in other plans also. So now let's go to our site plan, site level, sorry. Site. And on our visibility graphics, let's turn off grids. You can uncheck everything. Honestly, this is like the third time I've made this video today. So I'm getting a little brain shot on it. Excuse me, what I want to have turned on is anything dealing with the site and dimensioning and text, things like that. So definitely turn off grids and that kind of stuff. Scrolling down, looking annotations, turn that on. Later, we may be turning on some of the parking and piping kinds of things, and plantings. Well, those are tags, but we don't want property lines turned on. I'm going to turn sections on because we're going to need to see sections. Spot items, turn those on, and then text notes. And that's good for that. And I remember in this file, for some reason, roof is turned off. I'm going to turn roof on. Okay. Okay, so there's my building. I'm on my site level, and we want to rotate the building so that it aligns with our site plan we're going to use. So in AutoCAD, here's the AutoCAD drawing, and these are the contour lines or the topo lines, and they are at their actual elevation. So if I select one, oh, I said they were at elevations. Got a polyline. Yeah, elevation right here, 841. Okay, so they are at the actual elevation based on when they were drawn. The rest of the stuff, the layers are at different elevations within the CAD file. And this is a common survey site plan drawing that you would get from a civil engineer or a surveyor. And we're going to bring it into Revit. Oh, I meant to show you the road. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make our building front of it parallel to the property line. Now this is the building offset line, which comes back from the property line or from the right of way, and it's drawn at 266 degrees, and that's from the AutoCAD 0. Okay, so you'll have to do the math to figure out how far you want to rotate your building. So let's go back to Revit. So this is the front of my building right here, and I want to rotate it so that it's parallel to that 266. And just, I did the math when I first set this course up, and I know that it's got to be at 84 degrees. So the angles in Revit are totally different from angles in AutoCAD. Remember that. Okay, so here on our site plan, we're going to change orientation from Project North to True North, and then we can rotate our building. And this just affects the site plan. It doesn't affect the rest of the project. So from here, I'm going to go, I had a brain freeze there. Okay, I'm going to go manage position, and I want to rotate True North. Unpin the survey point and continue. Yes. Okay. And I want to change it here to 84 degrees east. And it rotates my building. Okay. And I need to move my building up. But before I do, let's see. Yeah, let's go to a site plan, or not a site plan. Sorry. Let's go to our south elevation. Let's turn on our marker there. On my survey markers. I don't need the survey marker visible here. Okay, so I want to create a level, excuse me, to bring my AutoCAD file into. So let's go back to architecture, level, and draw a level across here. And I'm going to call it CAD import. Before I did that, I checked create plan view. That way you've got a level over there to look at. Now let's make our elevation for this at minus 844 feet. And that's way down there. But once we get into this, you'll see why for that. Now we want to move our building up, and to do that, we're going to relocate it based on the project base point. And if you remember back, I can't remember if it was 1129 or 31. We had a whole big thing on project base point, survey point, and shared coordinates and stuff like that. It can get kind of confusing. So what we're going to do, we're going to come here and go relocate project. And I want to unpin the project base point and continue. And I'm just going to pick the end of my 0 level line and drag straight up until it's 844 feet. Okay. And now our architectural level elevations are still the same. Okay. If yours changed, select one of them, and let's go into our properties. The elevation base is based on project base point, because what we did is we moved our entire project up 844 feet. Okay, but if yours should say project base point, and then that should work for that. Now back to our site plan, and we're going to bring in the AutoCAD drawing. Well, let me save my file before I go too much further. And like I said, I've been working through this thing today and keep running into issues. I'm combining my names on the thing. Okay, let's go insert, link CAD, and we're selecting that AutoCAD drawing. And you should have downloaded this into your week 2 folder. Okay, so the details down here, we're bringing in all layers, units or feet, uncheck correct lines. Positioning, we want to be manual center, and place at level, we're going to go to that CAD import level, and orient to view, check that on, and we go open. And now we can drag our site plan over and get our building in about that spot. See that green text box on the front corner of the building, and click to place it. Now if we go back and look at our 3D view, this blue rectangle cube thing is our CAD drawing. And we set our building level up and our import level down. And the reason for that was to get our topo lines, our contour lines right here, close to the building. Okay. So now let's go back to our site plan. And we'll create our topo solid. So we'll go massing, topo solid import from CAD, and select the CAD site plan. And we're going to check none on all these layers. That's layers in the AutoCAD drawing. And then we're going to turn on these two, the CONT, the contour layers. We'll tell it OK. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now let's go back to our 3D view. Okay, and there's our topo solid. Now, what was causing me a lot of problems earlier was getting my elevations and stuff to cooperate. So let's check and go to annotate, spot elevation. Based on, let's go relative. That's still not. That's not what I wanted. It may just be the elevation thing. So let's come here and let's temporarily hide our CAD file so that we got our topo solid, and let's put in some contour labels. Oh, I guess I got them turned off. So brain dead, I didn't turn them on. Okay. Okay, so when you put your contour labels in, you see I'm getting a 0 and a negative. distance here. So let's select that and go to our properties. And let's change the elevation base from project base point to survey point and go OK. And then that gives me the true contour intervals, the height of the actual land. So that's what we want. And if you run into some problems and things are getting wonky on you, you may just have to go back and start all over. So the big thing is your contours working out right, okay? In your elevation view, do these still read, floor level at 0 feet? And then when you look at it in your 3D view, you should have a topo solid that looks similar to that. Okay, so that's the end of this video, and I'll come back with the next one. We'll move forward.